Alex on the latest season of Love is Blind wasted Madison's time. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of saw that from the beginning that they were not going to work out. I didn't think he would take the piss like this though, waiting until the very last minute to basically tell her that he didn't want to get engaged to her after she put so much effort into this relationship. And I was even side-eyeing that. I was thinking, at least let it work out. But for her to be going out of her way to put all this effort in the relationship and he broke up with her. Girl. I feel like this was definitely a lesson for her. And honestly, it was really upsetting me because Madison is a baddie. And she had a lot of options in the pods. I feel like leaving single definitely was the best option. But I feel like she played it wrong. And I think she played it wrong by investing so much into Alex. And she did it because she wanted validation from him. And I feel like that was the wrong place because I feel like she already did enough. And then she started to do extra for someone who was not doing that for her. And I also feel like she kept trying to explain herself to him, over-explain herself to him. And I feel like she kept trying to make herself more palatable to him. And he was giving her nothing. And even in her confessional, she was talking about like in the real world, she would have left him by now. But here she's trying to make it work and she's putting in all this effort. I really don't get this. We see it a lot. Like in the real world, I wouldn't tolerate this. In the real world, I would have left by now. In the real world, I wouldn't have put this effort in. Why are you strenuating yourself for somebody who's somebody you want as your husband and your life partner? It should be easy with your life partner. I really don't get this logic. With Alex, I definitely feel like he had red flags, but I think red flags in terms of him being unserious rather than him being a bad person. Now, I'm personally not solid on this theory, but for me, the first question mark, I wouldn't say it was a red flag, but the first question mark was this bullying story. He said that in high school, he was ugly, he was bullying. He said he had braces, he had acne, he had an afro. I don't know why that would be bad, but I digress. He was basically saying how, all the girls would laugh in his face when he said he had a crush on them. And then later he had a glow up, basically. So it's giving bully origin story. And for me, I had a question mark about this bullied, now I'm hot and all the girls want me storyline. Just because I feel like sometimes there is an undertone of I now need to get revenge on attractive women. Now, I didn't see any negging from him and behavior that would indicate that. And Madison herself came forward to say that she was bullied as well. And she was kind of ugly in school and she had a glow up later, just like him. But all in all, she's still a pretty girl right now. And she made it clear that she was a pretty girl. She kept talking about her looks all the time. So now I'm thinking like, did he take the piss and waste her time because she was a pretty girl? And, he wanted to waste a pretty girl's time. He wanted the pretty girl to be hooked on him and want him so bad, even though he was unavailable, and then just pull the rug underneath it, just like it was done to him. That could be a reach, but just a little theory. Like I said, I'm not 100% on that, but maybe just something in there because you really can't put nothing past these men. But that's just a little theory of mine. There could have been an undertone of that in terms of him wasting her time, knowing that she was so invested in the relationship, because he definitely took the piss. Now, the first red flag-ish, maybe orange flag, because I definitely understand, was that basically Madison has had a very traumatic upbringing. Her parents have had addiction. I think one of her parents died from an overdose. Her stepdad died of an overdose. And she doesn't really have a strong relationship with her mother because she had to basically be the adult in the situation. Like she's talking about, she was helping her stepdad with an overdose on her birthday. So it seems like she's had it rough. And Alex was very honest, talking about like he doesn't know if he has the capacity to deal in a nice way with somebody who, has all these complex issues. Like he's never dealt with somebody with this much trauma before. And I actually commend Alex on this honesty because, I don't think that you are entitled to your partner being your full-time therapist. But for me, it seems like Madison has done the work. The only thing that she says is that she has like an avoidant attachment style. But for me, that would make sense. But I just feel like, look, she's done so many good things in her life. despite her circumstances. But with the nature of these pods, I do think like a lot of trauma dumping goes on. It seems like, you know, everybody's like, I want to know everything about you. But for me personally, like there's certain things that like I'm not going to be revealing. There's certain things that are definitely going to remain in, that I'm going to take to the grave with me. Me personally, I'm not trauma dumping. I'm not doing no trauma dumping. So for me personally, if I've known this person 2 days and I'm hearing the worst things that's ever happened to them, I'm probably going to be taken aback a bit. I'm not going to lie. But I just kind of feel like if he's already saying that he can't handle your trauma, I would think, you know, maybe this isn't the person for me, because one thing that you need is empathy, and men lack that anyway. So for them to already be saying outright, like, I'm struggling to empathize with you in this situation, I'm not sure what to do when you're telling me all this traumatic stuff, that should have already been like, maybe he's not mature enough, because he is quite young as well. But Madison decided to overlook this. And even with the avoidant attachment style, he's saying like he's a bit scared of this just because he's had partners who have been avoidant before. So what does she do? She goes out of her way to show that, you know, she's not that avoidant, and that she's healing through this and she's learning through this. She's getting him special gifts. She's constantly affirming him. Does he do it back? No. Personally, I'm all for the avoidant attachment style. I want you to keep questioning whether I like you or not. Because these men are not doing enough. They want to do the bare minimum and expect you to like be like a loving, doting partner. No. Put the fucking work in. How can I like you when you've given me nothing? You have to actually put the effort and start the fire to get me warm. Then the other thing that I just feel like is so unserious is making someone your girlfriend in this pod. Is this a girlfriend or boyfriend show? Why are we boyfriend and girlfriend on a show that's about marriage? And it's like, now you're girlfriend and boyfriend, and now we're seeing 3 dates after you've become boyfriend and girlfriend. Where is your engagement ring? From there, you should have known he wasn't serious. Personally, I wouldn't accept a boyfriend-girlfriend proposal in those pods. I would have been like, be fucking for real. I came here for a husband. Give me the fucking ring. But I gotta hear from you guys. Would you accept boyfriend and girlfriend in the pods in a show where you came to get married? Absolutely not. But let me know what you think. Yeah, after they became boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm just thinking, when is he going to propose? It's taking a bit long. And then the final red flag was when Madison was explaining the situation with Mason and how he was shady. And basically, yeah, how he was shady and he didn't own up to his wrongs. And that she was kind of hurt by the fact that, you know, he was basically lying to her and about being committed to her and still continuing the relationship with Meg because he wanted them both. Alex isn't backing Madison. He's basically trying to both sides the situation. Like, oh, like, I feel for him. I can see where he's coming from. What? You can see where he was coming from when he was lying and playing in these women's faces, huh? And when Madison checks him on that and basically says she feels invalidated, he's basically like, oh, maybe I'm too understanding of people. And I don't like an on the fence ass bitch. And I don't like men that just defend men's poor actions either, because that's a common theme with them. So for me, after that, I would have felt some type of way, because how are you not backing me? And with your saying like, well, I heard it from his side, he's basically saying that he believes Mason and he doesn't believe Madison. This is meant to be your wife and you don't believe what she says. And yeah, and basically when she doubles down on the check-in, he basically breaks up with her because he's had enough of pretending. Like he's now even gotten bored of wasting her time. And of course, Madison is very upset. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lesson. Like, Alex was giving her nothing and she was doing way too much. Madison is a bad bitch and she needs to carry herself that way. These men need to beg. These men need to be putting in the effort. Absolutely not. Personally, I don't think Alex is ready to be married yet. I don't think he's ready for marriage. And yeah, he definitely wasted Madison's time.